of the awesome form Leeds have found. And the table shows just how dominant they've been so far. Just the one defeat against Castleford 4 games ago, and their points difference is outstanding. It's worth at least another point compared to the rest. Warrington lead the chasing pack. St Helens are next level with Wigan, points difference separating them two. Hull KR and Harlequins make up the 6, leading a group of 4 clubs on 8 points. Well, a St Helens defeat here and a win for Wigan in the night's other game at home to Wakefield would banish the memory of the Warriors' Good Friday defeat here. There are a couple of games tomorrow, of course, but the Warrington and Harlequins match you can see at 6 on Sky Sports. It could be a hugely significant game for Warrington if this Leeds team can be beaten by the Saints here. Kevin Sinfield leading the Rhinos out, 44-2 against the Bulls, 30 points to 4 at Hull. 2 wins notable because Brian McLennan has indicated that he knows how to use the big squad at his disposal. But after their Good Friday win against Wigan, 9 tries and their best performance of the year, they let it slip at Huddersfield on Monday. They suffered their 3rd away defeat in 4 matches of 2008. But they are high on confidence and led out tonight by Paul Wellens, but Long is the skipper on the field. 2 coaches are interesting here, Daniel Anderson and Brian McLennan, 2 former coaches of the New Zealand national side, but they're going head-to-head in Super League for the first time. There's the Saints coach, who topped the table last year by a point from Leeds, but they had to play second fiddle to the Rhinos in meetings between the clubs. They lost 3 of 4 against Leeds last year, including the grand final at Old Trafford by 33 points to 6. Ashley Klein is the match referee. We're just about ready to get this game underway. Leeds in bright yellow, Saints in their traditional white with the red V. Kevin Sinfield's boot. Here we go. Mouth has been watering for this one, Steve-O, all week.
Certainly has, and there's a buzz about this crowd that realises, and you've mentioned, Eddie, the bookies state that Saints are the underdogs. You've got to be a brave man to back against the red and whites in this first. That looked a high shot.
Saints with the football. Matt Tiskin very quickly in the tackle. This is the way the Saints team will line up tonight. Wellens is the fullback. Then the 3/4, it's Gardner, Gidley, Tallow and Melly. This is where it'll be pivotal at standoff and scrum half. Price and Long, who skippers them out there. Front row, Graham, Roby and Hargreaves, despite the fact that Kalis is fit again. Second row, Gilmore, Bennett and Flannery at loose forward. And there is Jason Kalis with Wilkin, Clough and Farsivalu on the bench. Leeds team in a moment. This is Leeds' first set of 6, and Jamie Peacock carries the Rhinos over the halfway line.
Interesting to see there with Saints, first time in possession. Leon Price to stand off. He went for a kick early on the 3rd tackle. Wasn't the best, straight into the arms of Brett Webb. And this is the sort of thing that Leeds have been doing in the past couple of weeks. The support play has been outstanding.
Playing into the teeth of a very strong breeze at the Leeds Rhinos, and the rain is tumbling down as well, but the kick from Danny Maguire is too deep. It runs dead in goal, and St Helens will bring it away from the 20-metre line. This is the Leeds team then. Brent Webb is their custodian at fullback. Here's the 3/4 line. Ryan Hall getting a chance. Ellis, Senior and Donald, who signed a new 12-month extension to his contract this morning. Maguire and Burrow at the fulcrum of things, with Luluai returning, Diskin and Peacock in the front row. Second row is Lautiti and Jones Buchanan. Sinfield the skipper at loose forward, and the bench, Bailey, Scruton, Burgess and Worrell. Here come the Saints. The ball though is lost forward. Leeds pick it up. Well, they will in a minute. They don't need to anyway, because Ashley Klein has blown the whistle. Bryn Hargreaves just couldn't hang on.
Pretty good defence there. You see Webb went high, just ricocheted the ball out of the hands of James Roby. But Paul Wellens in top form. Hargreaves, as you say.
The man who helped create that break, though, was James Graham, and he's been outstanding. Saints have been without their front row from last year's grand final, but Graham really has matured almost 5 years in the first 5 games of this competition. He really has developed. You can see him take the ball forward, strong in the tackle, and he has that wonderful short pass just before he gets to defenders, which Paul Wellens was there to exploit.
Well, it's a fantastic match in prospect here, and what a shame we haven't got the weather to match it. Bill Arthur on the side.
You're dead right, Eddie. It is another atrocious night, and the pitch showing signs of wear and tear already. There's water standing on the sidelines. There was water actually standing on the pitch earlier on today because of the torrential downpours they've had in this part of the world. The wind is blowing straight down the field at the backs of the St Helens players, so the rain and the wind in the faces of the Leeds players, and the pitch is very boggy, especially at the Leeds end of things.
Leeds in possession here with Burrow. Burrow gives it to Maguire, and Maguire will funnel it wide to Gareth Ellis, who is spun to the ground by Francis Melly and company. That's the last tackle for Leeds. And here's Burrow now with the kick, left-footed all along the ground. That will skim away, but won't run dead. Gardner will have to bring it out of his own in-goal area, and does well, makes 10, 11 good metres. First comment of the night from Paul Cullen, Warrington coach. Who are you supporting tonight, Paul? A defeat for Leeds, you can close up on them tomorrow.
Oh, you just got to look at the quality that's on show tonight more than anything else, Eddie. I'm interested in the way that both teams are just jabbing away at each other at this moment in time. St Helens very compressed in the way they're going forward, very tight behind that play the ball, very much one out, but you just never quite know with St Helens. They get a quick play the ball and they pour all those players forward in support, so you've got to be very watchful on them.
James Roby's gone for a 40-20. I think that went out on the full. The touch judge has got the flag up. He's given Roby benefit of the doubt.
Again, you see Saints kicking early in the tackle count, not on the third, but on this occasion the fourth.
Just make sure you get out on the full.
Looks like he's going to have a bit of advice from the fourth official. That's out on the full. Pretty close. It will go right the way back. Be head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos.
Well done, Ashley Klein. He didn't signal head and feed at the scrum. He waited until the replay was watched by the video referee, took a word in the ear. It's head and feed at the Leeds scrum, but I must say the touch judge there has got a clear view of it, and he should really have spotted that himself.
Without a video replay, I think Saints would have had a 40-20 there.
Well, the technology's there, you just got to use it, and I'm glad that that common sense has prevailed.
You're right, because it starts to upset the players, Paul, and you're fully aware of what that can just do for your team tactics.
Interesting, though, the fact that Daniel Anderson was very quick over the weekend to say that video referees should be in evidence at every game in the Super League. And Phil is right, without us being here tonight to show you where the ball landed, that would have been head and feed at the scrum to St Helens, and they wouldn't have been defending this attack. So sometimes things come back to bite you.
Certainly does, but you've got to look into the situation regarding the cameras and the cost factors.
Well, that's a debate for the Rugby Football League and not us, Steve-O, so we'll just watch the action here as Diskin gets the ball away. Good ball on the inside to Jamie Peacock. Great run from Peacock, but good defence from St Helens on their own line.
All set up by the break from Rob Burrow.
Trouble for Jamie Jones-Buchanan. He's leaving the field as Diskin goes for the try himself. Ball comes back out. It's fumbled and then it's thrown forward, and St Helens survive. But Wellens picks it up. The referee, I think, will put on the first knock-on here.
It's a knock-on, I think, from St Helens, and Paul Wellens lost the ball, heavily involved in this tackle.
There was a major knock-on by Leeds.
No, it was coming backwards, the ball coming backwards, Eddie.
Well, Diskin did well to get it, and it was that one. That one has, well, it was a forward pass anyway, not classified as a knock-on.
No, it's forward.
I know.
If you watch the line, watch the white line.
That's a forward. Either way.
But it's a head and feed to Leeds.
Right,
and here is Maguire. Maguire coming around the outside and halted by Sean Long's tackle.
Good play as well by Long. He wasn't going to be confused by the dummy.
Great opportunity here for the Rhinos. Sinfield goes down under the tackle. Second one this set of 6, but they're only 9 metres away from the St Helens line. With Diskin. Short ball from Diskin. He finds... That's Ryan Bailey, I think. Yes, he's just on for Jamie Jones-Buchanan, who has left the field. This is Ali Lauatiti. Lauatiti is grounded. Bill is chasing the news about Jamie Jones-Buchanan. We'll have it in a moment when we see how this set of 6 shapes up. Burrow trying to dance his way through. Brilliantly gets the ball away to Sinfield. He fires it wide to Gareth Ellis. And Ellis goes down on the last tackle here. Just 11 metres short of the line. Burrow will hoist the kick out wide. Looking for Scott Donald. Scott Donald. The ball is knocked backwards and eventually off the feet of Senior.
Drop out from underneath the sticks. Beautiful kick into the corner.
Well, that's off Donald.
Is it Donald that gets to it? It certainly looks that way. On the replay, you can hear the crowd. Well, we went to the screen to find out about the 40-20, and if we're using the technology, you've got to use it again.
Well, he hasn't, and St Helens have a goal line dropout.
Well, you mentioned the fact, Eddie, that someone has got into the ear of the official, and now he's going to have a look at it. And now he's bringing someone out. Someone said a few words to the official.
It's Helens, I think.
For his score, that was actually knocked on by Scott Donald, which is fine. But your guys were all offside. James Brown was offside, so we're going to go for knock on. You've got to control yourself. You just can't throw it away. You're the captain, so you've got to lead by example.
Well, he said it came off Scott Donald, and then he said all St Helens were offside.
So he's given the penalty rather than the dropout, which has confused everybody. And I think you might find that Leeds will take the 2.
Well, the penalties for offside against, according to his lecture to Paul Wellens, for the entire St Helens side being offside. And Daniel Anderson looks a little bit perplexed.
I guarantee as well, Eddie, on the way back on a look on the screen, he's absolutely right, because they were all offside, whether Scott Donald's knocked on or not.
Well, they certainly got away from the mark. You could see that they were on the goal line. And though it was a knock-on, he was pretty quick, was Klein, to put the finger up. This should be a gift, 2 points.
Well, I think he actually gave the dropout, first of all, then changed his mind. 2 points to Leeds. They have the advantage via the boot of Kevin Sinfield. And you can hear what the St Helens public think about all of this. Well, I mentioned that Bill was chasing the news of Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Let's go down to him now. Bill?
Very early blow for the Rhinos. Jamie Jones-Buchanan seems to have picked up a shoulder injury, it looked like, as he came off, went straight to the dressing room for more treatment, hasn't reappeared, so that is a big setback. Ryan Bailey is on. The rain is hammering down now, and a bit of another worry for Leeds. So Danny Maguire has had a bit of treatment on the run, what looks like a bang on the thigh, so they're ahead on the scoreboard, but certainly taking the knocks in other respects.
Just look at the state of this Friday night weather at Knowsley Road.
And the big thing that you've got to take into account is that Saints, and look how he's had to position the football so he could kick it. Well, that'll be awkward to take, bouncing all over the place, but St Helens in this first 40 will have the advantage of this strong wind. It really is driving into the faces of the Rhinos.
Sometimes, as we've seen over the Easter holiday, though, it's a little easier to play sometimes with the wind in your faces rather than the wind at your backs. Of course, the kicking will be so important from both sides. Saints in this first half with this gale at their backs, and Leeds in the second half when it all turns around. 9 minutes gone, Leeds ahead 2-0. Penalty from the boot of Sinfield. Here is Burrow with a deep kick down the middle. Picked up here by A.D. Gardner. Needs one try, Gardner, for 100 with the Saints.
Again, we're seeing both sides looking at the fact that they won't wait until the last. That was kicked early in the tackle count yet again. Crowd trying to convince the man with the whistle, Ashley Klein, that they're all offside. It's all part of the game here, Knowsley Road.
It's James Graham for St Helens, gets them over the halfway line as far as Kylie Luluwai. This repeat of the Old Trafford Grand Final last October. A match that St Helens desperately want to win, but Leeds want to prove that that was no fluke. And the record last year in Super League between these two indicates it wasn't a fluke by the Rhinos.
Good take there by Ryan Hall, put under a lot of pressure. Obviously, Daniel Anderson, the Saints coach, realising that maybe the inexperience could just catch him out from time to time. But you're right, Eddie, about regarding the wind. Maybe if you get a little bit higher, you know, you can just hold up in that strong wind, and that's the reason why Leeds, maybe they'll be opting for a bomb anywhere near in that St Helens half.
Big blow here for Leeds. Danny Maguire has left the field. Bill?
Yeah, as I thought, that thigh injury that he's been having treatment on for the last couple of minutes seems to be causing more problems. He's going to the dressing room. It's going to be a bit busy in there. Jamie Jones-Buchanan is in there already. So Simon Worrell is on. Early action for him and early problems for the Rhinos.
Indeed, two key figures off the field, and big question, of course, for Brian McLennan is, will they be able to return between now and the end of the match here. Brian McLennan, of course, is son of Mike McLennan, a former St Helens coach. He guided the Saints to the 1993 Premiership Trophy win at Old Trafford, pre-Super League days.
Well, it's already confusing the Leeds outfit. Maguire's got off the field of play. You saw there. They've gone for it.
Offside here against Leeds. And listen to the jeers of the crowd. Well, was it offside? No, the signal is that someone was tackled without the ball.
Taken off the ball, simple as that. Yep. Peacock went pretty late into that one. Well spotted by the officials. They're working overtime, is for sure, and that's good.
Penalties all square, but Leeds ahead 2-0 on the board.
The point I was making, Eddie, is that, you know, while Maguire was off, Gareth Ellis was left in a panic situation to kick a poor kick down on the last tackle. They've got to get them sorted out. Brian McLennan's got to get the word out.
This is a chance for St Helens here with Leon Price. And Leon Price, I think he gets over.
He's got
Leon Price has stumbled his way across the line.
He's looking for a double movement.
I think he's also looking for a knock-on possibility. But as Leon Price struck the first blow in terms of tries for St Helens.
He's certainly short to start with, but as he slid over in one movement, that's what they've got to prove. Pretty hard from that one before. Well, it looks okay. It's a pretty good position by the official. This perhaps may just prove it. Is he sliding or does he? Oh, it's difficult. Well, we often talk about the benefit of the doubt.
You took the words out of my mouth.
He's short there, has he got control? Well,
I wonder whether Leeds have pushed him across.
You can see the right, well, Senior and the momentum has taken him, but the right arm of Price, does he lose control? It rolls underneath his body. Will he give it?
Phil Bentham is the video referee, and he says no try, and he has ruled that it was a double movement from Leon Price.
Well, one or two of the 50-50 calls have gone against St Helens in the opening minutes of this match. Leon Price is one of the best and most dangerous players in this competition. You're playing against a team here who've only conceded one try in the last 5 hours of play, and he made that look so easy. Whether he got actually over the line or not, well, on this occasion, the video referee has said not, but he is such a threatening player. He shows the ball to players around him, and his size and evasion invariably take him into a threatening position.
Two big calls from the video referee in the opening 12-13 minutes of this match. First for the 40-20 that never was for St Helens, and then for that one, the try that never was from Leon Price. I wonder what Daniel Anderson is thinking about video referees right now.
Well, you've got to look, you've got the technology, as we've mentioned, Eddie, and full credit to Ashley Klein, and that's a forward. No, he's going to put a high shot. There's a man with a whistle. He's in charge, Ashley Klein, and as I say, he's doing the right thing to go up to the Phil Bentham, the video referee. Yep, Price didn't mix.
Yes, it was.
He's
when
been
the
in the
whistle
walls.
blew, I was with you, Steve. Well, there's a great scream from underneath us here from the home supporters. I thought that they'd got St Helens the verdict then about the forward pass. Ellis will play the ball to Diskin. Here is Bailey, and Ryan Bailey will take them on for Leeds.
They'll need a big game from him with the fact that Jamie Jones-Buchanan has left the field.
Rob Burrow, back it comes then to Brent Webb. Webb to Big Ali Lauatiti. St Helens are offside again. 4 penalties Leeds have picked up from Ashley Klein.
Well, Leeds will be loving this.
I thought that was a really tough call, Mike. I watched the first one off screen, and Saints were clearly offside. I thought that one was a tough call. You could be talking an eighth of an inch with Sean Long.
Well, Leeds are, that's the line, and they all have to be with feet behind the referee. Both feet. Both feet behind the referee.
I don't mind if they're consistent.
This is Kylie Luluai. Back in the side after being concussed against Bradford last Thursday night. Diskin to Sinfield, and wide it goes to Webb, and that looked a bit forward on this angle from Ellis.
Well, the Leeds players nearly gave themselves up. They just stopped.
He stopped Gareth Ellis, didn't he?
Yeah, he said, oh, I had to reach for that one.
Disc into Webb again. Webb trying to burrow his way towards the line. New Zealand international, of course, well known to both of these coaches. And Burrow, that went backwards. And it all went backwards, says Ashley Clyde. I think he got them right.
Yep.
Simon Worrell did well to retain possession for his team. Here is Peacock.
He's lost the plot, though. He's gone for the power play. That'll be the turnover. They're not thinking, Leeds. They're using their brawn and their strength to prove the point against the Saints. But you can see there, Jamie Peacock got up and thinking to himself, oh, I forgot it was the last. They should have put a kick in there. It would have been so important for the Rhinos to get a double set of 6.
Absolutely right, Mike. I think Leeds can afford to try and get more out of being at the top end of the field because they are playing into an absolute gale. If it hadn't been for the penalty, there was a warning for the high shot, and it was a correct decision. I'm not sure they would have got a quality kick and been able to get down to the other end of the field. You get the feeling that when Saints are down the other end, they're going to do something with it.
Well, they need to, as you say, Paul, because this very strong wind, you'd have to be looking at maybe an 8 or 10 points advantage.
6 penalties, 4 have gone Leeds' way.
And I think that the conditions and the way this game has been played in the opening 16 minutes are reminiscent of the World Cup challenge, which Leeds were successful in. The game has been very compressed. St Helens now, surprisingly, starting to open it up, going from sideline to sideline. Prior to that, it had been simply down the middle of the field.
They're up the middle again here, St Helens on the 3rd tackle. That was Mike Bennett, that was Roby, this is Graham, here is Long. A little dink kick over the top for Francis Melly to chase. The ball bouncing very awkwardly, but he did very well, Ryan Hall, to protect that possession for Leeds, albeit that he was trapped in goal. It's a goal line dropout coming up here.
Tremendous effort by the youngster as well. Watch him put the body and shield the football. No chance of a knock-on, irrespective he went in. That was safe as houses. Well supported Francis Melly into it. This is the second real opportunity that we've had. The crowd don't like the fact that the Leeds skipper is taking his time.
Let's go down quickly to Bill on the side. More injury news about Leeds.
Well, a bit of good news. Jamie Jones-Buchanan has returned from the dressing room and he's actually working out on the sideline. It's the left shoulder that's the problem. He has been just having a bit of manipulation on that, but he's been doing a bit of physical contact on the sidelines, so I think he should be able to come back.
Good news then, but Danny Maguire is still being treated as we speak in the dressing room.
Just to go back to your point, Phil, I think the reason why Saints want to keep this ball alive is because a lot of their forwards have been missing, and the fact that the ones that's been out there, especially James Graham, they've had to work overtime for the past 4 to 5 weeks.
They're starting to play the more natural game and the more familiar one that we've seen here at Nosey Road. Can they put some points on?
There's a penalty. Simon Worrell just pushing the grounded Paul Wellens, and Daniel Anderson's instruction is clear. Let's have the 2. Could have been a grapple tackle as well against Simon Worrell.
Just had a little bit of a push, did the big fella Worrell. He's a big lump of a lad, isn't he?
You're getting back all right, but you're going slightly early.
Well, this surely will be an easy 2.
Simon Worrell was a substitute last Thursday against the Bradford Bulls as well, and he made his debut for Harlequins 2 weeks ago in the 48-0 victory at Headingley.
10 metres, guys.
Well, Sean Long is just taking his time over this. The wind is at his back. This to level matters at 2 apiece. Trying 4 goals against Wigan on Friday, 5 goals against Huddersfield on Monday, and 1 successful kick here tonight. 2 apiece.
And it's going to be an important factor is taking the opportunities for the penalties. There's no hesitation first from Brian McLennan, then we saw quite clearly Daniel Anderson. That is the Leeds coach. He'll be pretty pleased with what he's seen. He'll be also very happy knowing that the second stanza will have that very strong wing to his advantage if they can utilise it, because, Paul, both sides, they've been kicking early in the tackle.
They have, and the fact that St Helens opted to take that kick is a fair indication of how both coaches think this game is going to be so tight, because Murray Fasavalu was on the field at that point. He just replaced young Hargreaves, and it was ideal Fasavalu territory. 10 to 15 out, and at that point he's almost unstoppable, but Saints chose to go for the kick.
Warrington Harlequins, Paul Cullen's men up against the Quins Saturday, 5:55, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. If Leeds do slip up here, it will be an opportunity for Warrington to close the gap. Of course, St Helens will have done that on Warrington if they do win here. But, you know, this 80 minutes, it could have a massive influence on the way the competition will go, because a lot of people believe that if St Helens cannot derail this Leeds bandwagon here, who will be able to challenge the Rhinos this year?
Well, they've been impressive, there's no doubt about that from the Rhinos, but that was a tremendous kick by Sean Long.
And it's wonderful tackling now from the Saints, who are hunting the mistake. That's 3 tackles gone, they're only 12 metres away. Bailey will try and buy some more ground for them.
Be interested to see how the halfback Sean Long settles into this game, because it was his kick-in especially and some beautiful passing that absolutely blitzed Wigan on the Good Friday game here.
Keith Senior goes down on the last.
That's great defence. Look where Leeds are. They're just on the 20-metre line to get the kick away. He was harassed.
It was a good kick, though, from Sinfield for all of that. Wellens is underneath it. Even in these conditions, he's safe as houses. Down he goes, just inside his own half of the field. Leon Price gives it to Francis Melly. Just a reminder that all the clubs from the Engage Super League will be in Cardiff the weekend of May 3rd and 4th for Millennium Magic. 3 games on the Saturday. There they are: Huddersfield Warrington, Cass Wakefield and Bradford Leeds. And on the Sunday, Catalan Harlequins, Hull FC against Hull Kingston Rovers, and Saints against Wigan. And if you need any other information other than that, there's the number for you to ring or the website to visit. It's going to be a fantastic weekend of rugby league in the Welsh capital.
Well, Bailey just coming in and swinging the arm.
Eddie, it's a unique experience for the St Helens players to actually go into this game as underdogs, and I think it's one that they're beginning to thrive on. You saw the last 2 kicks from Sean Long, chased with the desire of a team that have been set a new challenge, and it is a freshness to know that everyone's told you've no chance of winning. You're without some of your key players. This side are, you know, so dominant that you're facing here tonight, and I think that really has added the lift to St Helens' performance. They played okay at Huddersfield, and they played obviously very well on Good Friday to defeat Wigan, but this is a real tough effort performance that they need tonight, and they're starting now to lift in confidence.
Rather surprising though, Phil, that they've opted to go for the 2 rather than kick into the corner.
But I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's got 10-6, 10-8, 12-14, something like that written in it. Any 2 points is worth double that at least tonight.
I think the battle for field position is going to be very important as well, and if Sean Long connects, as he does, they'll complete the next set and put Leeds back down in their own quarter and challenge Leeds to try and bust St Helens up the middle or pass the way out. Both going to be very, very difficult.
Well, Daniel Anderson's men lead by 4 points to 2. It's 2 penalties to 1 on this dreadful night again. The clocks go forward tomorrow night. Summertime officially begins. Here is Fasavalu.
Well, it might change tomorrow. Let's hope it does, but even though we've had some shocking weather over the past few weeks,
we've had magnificent rugby league.
The quality has been outstanding.
This is Flannery for Saints. That was high from Senior.
Well, the touch judge surely should have seen that. In fact, after Senior swung his arm, he has a little look at the touch judge.
Here goes James Graham. Well, the touch judge, he's not having the best of 24 minutes that he's had all year. Gilmore to Price. Leon Price breaks them up the middle. Wellens to Fasavalu. Farsavalou trying to batter his way through Keith Senior.
Surely they're going to get some height on this one.
Roby to Long. There it goes up in the air. It's carried forward by the wind. Webb is after it. Webb has dropped it. It's going to be a goal line dropout. They escape. Ryan Hall was back covering, but Saints were sniffing.
He just lost control of it there. The wind took it away from him. Brent Webb, how brave was that? Collides with the posts. Oh.
More news on Danny Maguire, Bill.
It's not looking good for Danny Maguire. It's a thigh problem that he has got. He's just returned from the dressing room. Left thigh heavily iced. They're not confident about getting Danny Maguire back out there. Having said that, Eddie, it is not a night for the Maguires of this world. The conditions are just getting worse and worse.
They are. Here is Bennett, picked out by Bailey on the tackle. Roby. Good little scampering run from James Roby. The man of steel playing at hooker tonight with the young player of the year a couple of years ago. Here, James Graham alongside him. Graham gets to within a metre of the line. Roby waits. Wellens is this way. He goes the other way. Not the best pass. Fumbled. Knocked on. Chance is gone. Willie Talau couldn't pick that up. It wasn't the best pass, to be fair.
Well, the first one went backwards, the second one didn't. Conditions not easy, but it wasn't the best pass, was it? And you can say, we drive towards the sticks, don't try to spin it out yet. He's got a point. Look at the rain lashing into the faces of the Rhinos.
Gareth Ellis will try and drive this ball out again, yet to score this year, but he's been playing better than ever. Second row early, centre for the last few, and we'll have to probably continue in that role with Clinton Tupi out.
It's going to be difficult for Rhinos as well. We've seen on 3 or 4 occasions that they failed to get anywhere near the halfway line. It's going to be difficult to kick away anywhere against this strong wind. Oh, that's great work from the hooker. He's in fine form as Diskin. Spotted the opening there, made good advantage.
Here's Rob Burrow.
Now this
He
is
goes
where
down on the last, just over halfway.
will they put some air so it'll stick up in the air and come back to them?
Yes, it does. Goes straight up in the air off Sinfield. Mightn't be a bad kick, this. Well, Talau took him out. That's going to be a penalty to Leeds.
Well, that was silly play.
Well, they're really fortunate, Leeds, to get away with that, because that was an outstanding set of plays to get them from their own try line up to the halfway. And to be fair, it needed a better kick from, well taken out before the ball even hit the floor.
He'll be furious, you know, Daniel Anderson, with that. There was no way in the world he should have gone for the youngster, Ryan Hall.
Willie Talau making his 130th St Helens appearance tonight as Nick Scruton drives it forward for Leeds. Really starting to make an impression, this fellow. He's featured in the last 5, Scruton, and he plays the ball to Diskin, who finds Sinfield. Inside it goes to Bailey. St Helens muscle up in defence.
In wet conditions like that, you look for the short inside pass to someone like Rob Burrow.
And here is Burrow. Now it's with Webb. Finds Lauatiti. Senior nearly went without it. Did very well to pick that pass out of the air.
The ball was still up. The ball was still up.
That's the last. That's the 4th tackle.
It's okay.
And there's a try for Lauatiti. Ali Lauatiti gets the first try of the match. Hit the ball at pace. Sailed through the hole in the Lee St Helens defence. And Ali Lauatiti gets his 3rd try of 2008. His 4th start in a row. He only started 1 all of last year.
All came about by silly play by the centre Talau. Took out the winger Ryan Hall, get the penalty into the position. That was good work there by the fullback. You could see that Lauatiti came on the angle. That was the key to it. That was very well worked indeed. Superb stuff. He really has come back into top form, mainly due to the fact that Brian McLennan of late have started with him. He got so used to being his super sub, but not anymore. He's out there from the beginning, and he has really repaid his coach.
Well, a lot of people hoping in the Headingley area that Brian McLennan will get the best out of Ali Lauatiti, and he has so far this season. But just look at the narrow angle that Kevin Sinfield takes the ball back. We make comment about this many times during the course of the season, and on a night like this, well, it's a strong wind and driving rain in his face. Doesn't make any difference though to Sinfield. Fantastic kick again, and Leeds open up a 4-point gap, 8-4.
Good work by Webb. See how he comes on the angle. There's Sean Long. There's only one marker. They both go for Webb. Leaves an enormous gap for the big fella to run through.
Lauatiti with the try, but Kevin Sinfield is now slotted over 2 goals. He began this match needing only 12 points to become the 3rd player in Leeds history to top 1,800 points for the year. But that is not the best from Ryan Hall from the kickoff.
It's a tremendous kickoff.
Did I say 1,800 points for the year? I meant 1,800 points in his career.
Well, Ryan Hall just hoping that he could disappear for a moment. It's a great kickoff. He didn't get close enough to it. It went between his arms. And how quickly now, Saints are back on the attack.
That St Helens discipline has to be at its very best now. It is very difficult for Leeds to try and get out of their own half. This weather is blowing that gale right into the faces, and if it wasn't for 2 penalties by St Helens, Leeds would have really struggled to get out of their own quarter.
Here is Farsavalu, drives it straight into the defender. Goes down under the tackle from Diskin and Scruton. That's Roby. Here is Long. Long with a short ball to Wellens. Penalty for a high shot on Wellens.
Well, he's had a word with them. Didn't he bring the skipper, Kevin Sinfield? This is interesting. I thought he'd give them a warning. There's no doubt that Peacock goes right over the top of the shoulder. But I thought the official had called over Sinfield for a previous high shot. I think it was Ryan Bailey. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that he'd given Leeds a warning.
No, I think he just had a quiet word with Ryan Bailey at that point. I think he just went rather wildly into that tackle at third man in and just put his weight about. Yeah.
Well, you can see the respect with which these 2 sides have for each other tonight. This is a gift 2 points to Sean Long, but on another night in other conditions than this, St Helens just might be tempted to run penalties from this range. Long adds the 2 points to the St Helens total. It's 6 points to 8 in Leeds Rhinos' favour. Just 4 defeats for St Helens in 2005, 2006. They lost 8 last year. They still managed to top the table. A lot of people think it might be a similar number of defeats for the front runners in 2008. Such is the standard of the competition this year. The kick-off into the arms of Leon Price, and Kalis has returned to the fray. Jason Kalis, a major knee surgery this winter, his first touch, and he gets a penalty.
What a bonus for Daniel Anderson on 2 occasions. One that he's appeared, and the second one, he's attracted the penalty. We get the impression that Saints realise it's going to be tough in the second half, and they have to start thinking to go for a try.
Kalis again breaks the first tackle, almost breaks the second.
It's amazing, you know, this guy was supposed to be out for so many weeks, Eddie. It just stuns me that these athletes can come back so quickly. Big injuries, and yet they're out there.
Another penalty to St Helens because Leeds offside. Roby wanting to take it quickly and does. He's just got Leeds on the back foot. Whether they were back 10 metres is anyone's guess. Roby takes the first tackle. This is one that the Saints are running. Gilmore gives it to John Wilkin. Roby waits dummy half, 10 metres away from the Leeds line. Here is Long. Long taking them on himself underneath the sticks. Roby again. Roby will come down this channel with Leon Price, and Price trying to cut back inside.
The usual step off the right boot. Pretty good defence, kept him out. Good kick.
Great kick, and maybe Long has got the touch.
Has he, or has some other arm got to it? It looked like a...
He doesn't look terribly
blow and
convincing.
goal. It looked like a blow and goal. I think you might find that Brent Webb's just touching away. Beautifully weighted kick. Great
kick
stuff
from
there. Roby just had it. Could see them coming off the line.
I don't think Long is offside. There's the kick.
No, they're all onside, apart from Leon Price, who's playing the ball.
Long's the back marker.
Yeah, and I think you'll find that maybe Brent Webb's hand gets there first.
Oh, good spot. Ever thought about being a touch judge, Steve-O?
Oh, do me a favour.
That's good eyes for a fellow your age.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. Either way, it's a dropout. Beautiful kick. It deserved more than the dropout underneath.
Does he ground the ball?
Well, he's knocked it dead. And
Well,
I think
has he knocked it dead, or does Leon Price...
Does anyone ground it?
Do a St Helens hand ground it afterwards? I think that's what you're going to look at.
They're looking for obstruction now. They're looking for something that's gone on off the ball.
No, it's... No, he misses it. He tries for it. It's a dropout, and it sticks.
Well, unless it is deemed to be obstruction off the ball by the Leeds defenders, and it's then a penalty, Stephen.
Either way, Saints
no
should
try,
get possession.
we know that. No try, and here's a goal line dropout. Much ado about nothing in the end.
Technology, it's marvellous, isn't it?
Well, it sometimes goes for you, sometimes goes against you, Paul, doesn't it?
It does, and I think the story written all over across St Helens first half is field position. Get down there, get something from it. Don't push the ball wide because it's not the night for it. Get the penalties, get the kicks in goals, get the repeat sets.
They're all offside. Leeds caught napping by a lovely little sprint from dummy half by Roby. No, I think they might go for the two again here. Roby gets the penalty, and Long says, yes, I'll accept the chance of 2 more points. Great run from Roby, ran straight at the marker.
But what, was the marker not stood straight in a correct and legal position, Eddie? We get to see from behind here. I think he's clearly stood where they need to be. Scruton gets up and gets in front of Farsivalou.
That was Marcus.
Has he moved away, though?
No, it's... Anyway, I don't want to criticise the officials too much, but...
Just let the yard, guys.
Well, when he's played the ball, he wasn't in a direct position, so therefore...
Yeah, but he's the second marker, he's behind Scruton.
No, he wasn't, but you've got to stand behind each other, and he wasn't stood behind him.
They were, we saw the front on angle.
No, he played the ball as he was going back into that position. Always missed it.
Long has missed. That could be crucial at the end of the night. You would have put your house on Long to score this.
As he's played the ball, he was not standing square. It is a...
Yeah, but if you go and get into a legal position, you don't have to be there as long as you get into a legal position and then effect the tackle.
No, you have to be there before he plays the ball. Simple as that.
End. Line under it.
Either way.
Had enough rows with him over the weekend, Phil.
Oh, you're blaming Easter eggs now, are you?
No, you say you were...
Too much chocolate.
There was something wrong with you over the weekend, I must say, but it's so tight, isn't it?
Oh, high shot there, Lauatici. Oh, he's left it.
No, he hasn't. Oh, he's given the penalty for a steal. He's given the penalty for a ball steal, not for the high shot.
Well, that was a high one.
Well, the referee's just said, no, it came off the top of his arm because St Helens asked the question.
Well, you see that thing on his shoulders, it's called a head. And you see it ricochet back. Either way, they'll go for the other two. It's all action here.
14 penalties again on a filthy night, and Long has missed with his last kick, but he's not deterred. He's going to have another go.
Just to bring that point back, thank you very much indeed. It is youngsters that suffer with having too much chocolate.
Where are we at? Field numbers wise, sorry, mate?
Hyperactive.
Yeah.
Not older people.
Here's the penalty from Sean Long. Can he find the mark this time? No, he can't. That's two he's missed.
That's a vital 4 points that have gone astray.
Well, if Leeds get the chance in the second half with this wind behind them, the man with the ball in hand now, Kevin Sinfield, you would think that he would take full advantage.
They will be as happy as larrikin. The Rhinos are going to the sheds at half-time. On a 2-point lead.
Leeds just could do the set that they don't give a penalty away in defence. It's been a trait for them now for the past 5 or 10 minutes, hasn't it?
Wilkin plays the ball to Roby again. Roby tries to open them up down the middle.
Francis Mellis still looking for that kick on the left from Long.
Wilkin. 4 tackles gone. Wilkin hurt as he plays the ball to Roby. There is Long. There's the kick for Melly to the in-goal area, and no chances taken by Brent Webb. It's a goal line dropout again. They're going to get another set of 6. The 4th goal line dropout that St Helens have forced in this first half.
A teasing little kick there by Sean Long, and Brent Webb comes to the rescue yet again. Remember, a few moments ago it was James Roby that put a little dink in. Well, I've heard of rose-coloured glasses, but difficult to see through the hat.
Soaked to the skin, some of the supporters here already, and the goal line dropout gets to the 40-metre mark. It's collected by Wellens, who just weighed up an option or two then before taking the tackle.
In these conditions, Eddie, you know, for the fans, this is the reason why all rugby league teams should have a top quality stadium, so that they can all be dry.
Here's Talau for St Helens into the last minute. Leeds ahead 8 points to 6. Roby finds Long, and Long gives it to Price, and Price to Gidley, and that is a knock-on by Gidley. And look at the Leeds players celebrating the mistake from St Helens. They know they're going to have this wind at their backs in the second half, and they'll fancy the chances.
Says it all.
5th handling error from St Helens. Leeds have been pretty steady away, haven't they? But they haven't seen too much of the ball in the last 10-15 minutes. They should end the first half with ball in hand.
Oh, they'll be quite happy with it. It's been a tremendous performance. In tight games like this, in very, very wet conditions, it's about taking your chances, and they certainly did that. It was a beautiful move, you know, from Webb that sent in Lauatiti for the try. Little slip back on the inside, brought this big fella through, and
forward pass doesn't matter. There's the half-time siren. And Leeds and St Helens leave the field and go into the dressing room for a warm drink, no doubt, to try and get some circulation going in icy fingers. Just the one try scored by Lauatiti of Leeds, and the Leeds Rhinos are ahead by 8 points to 6 at the break. Half-time from the top match of the weekend in the Engage Super League. St Helens 6, Leeds Rhinos 8. Leeds with the wind at their backs in the second half. Can they make more of it than Saints did with just the 3 goals from Sean Long? But he missed with a couple. St Helens would have been ahead. And in tonight's other fixture, well, there is a surprise in the making. Wakefield, who are down to absolutely the bare bones in terms of playing strength and personnel, are ahead 4-0 after 28 minutes. Doesn't seem to me, Steve-O, this year, no matter which 17 these coaches like Daniel Anderson put out on the field, literally anything can happen.
Yeah, they're great athletes, aren't they? We mentioned midway through that first half in regards to the fact that the quality that they're offering, and it is atrocious conditions tonight, and you must suppose in many ways with Leeds with a 2-point lead and St Helens into this very strong wind, it's going to be a big effort by the Saints to get back into this match.
Deep kick-off just the same though from Paul Wellens. St Helens have won 5 Super League crowns, 6 Challenge Cups, 2 World Club challenges. They are Super League's most successful side in the summer era. They're caught offside here, though, in the first 20 seconds of the second half.
Well, there were 14 in that first 40 minutes. And he has continued on. Ashley Klein, he wants to get his point across to all his players, get back the full 10.
Here now is Peacock for the Rhinos.
I'm sure that the tactics by the Leeds outfit will be to make sure they get into a good field position, continually keep kicking into the in-goal area, and even if it doesn't go into that region, they know that it's going to be difficult for Saints to get anywhere near that halfway line to get that kick away on the last.
Speedy little Rob Burrow getting Leeds to within 13 metres of the line. This is Sinfield now for the Rhinos. Takes the last tackle. Now the kick will be important here for Leeds. And it's with Rob Burrow. He puts it to the air. And who has come up with that? The referee wants... Well, Helens has gone down hurt. The referee wants to see, I think, whether the Leeds man has ground the ball.
And it will be Scott Donald on the left wing. 9 tries already this season, Eddie.
Well,
he's been sensational.
First man there is offside by the looks.
Does he encroach the 10? That's what they've got to look for. Looks like Webb maybe in front. Yes, he is. Is it Webb or is it Lautiti? I can't really see in it.
Well, he actually backs off that man. So he's not going to be deemed to have been caught offside. Oh, and Scott Donald might have scored a try here.
Has he got control? That's what he's got to look for.
Is it downward pressure in the in-goal area? Yes, it is. Doesn't need control.
Well, this is a difficult one. Has a man been taken out trying to get the football? That's another one.
Does it come out of the back of his wrist, Scott Donald? Well, it's his 75th consecutive appearance. He hasn't missed a game for 3 seasons. This will take him to level on the Super League try-scoring charge with Chris Hicks of Warrington.
Does Donald take out Gardner?
Not when his eyes seem to be on the ball for the entirety of his run.
No, it's challenge for the ball cleanly. It's whether he gets it down or not.
Welland certainly just lost possession there. I think you're right, fellas. Donald may be awarded the try.
They're looking to see if there's a knock on there. Does this ball come into contact with Donald's hand here and then separate from it before he grounds it?
Oh, this is a big call there for Phil Bentham.
Looks a try. The more angles we look at.
Looks a try in slow-mo. Best thing in these situations. Watch it at normal speed. Looks a try every day of the week.
I'm with you, Paul.
Players, as we watch this, they are trying their best to keep warm on this bitterly cold night. What does Phil Bentham say then? He's deemed that they've knocked on Scott Donald. That is a big call.
Both feet, guys. Both feet.
Well,
Daniel Anderson will be pleased the video referee is here now.
It was a big call also, wasn't it? Early in the game when Leon Price adjudged to have a double movement. So they're all squared in that department now, but that was a big call by the video ref.
This is Mari Farsavalou for the Saints. Roby to Long, and he finds Leon Price. Oh! Well, you don't normally see that, do you? A complete and utter misunderstanding between Price and Wilkin. And Leeds have the ball back with Keith Senior, who plays the ball to Webb, and Webb goes wide to Lauatiti.
And look how quickly Rhinos started off, got the ball, got on with it.
Well, they're appealing for something from the touch judge over on that far side, where they're asking for a knock-on. This is Worrell, meanwhile.
They were claiming that the Leeds man just wobbled the football.
Well, they can't go back to that if the Leeds Rhinos manage to get over the line in this set of 6 now. That we've had 2 play the ball since.
To be fair, Brian McLennan knows that his Leeds outfit, this is the incident.
No, he did. Yeah, he lost that.
Luluai certainly lost control.
This is Sinfield. making inroads down the right-hand side. That was Gareth Ellis. This is Rob Burrow. He pops it up to Ryan Bailey.
Got to make the point that Brian McLennan knows that he's got the big forwards to keep them in this position. Should be a neat little kick again.
And Webb, it ricochets everywhere, and it bounces kindly for Paul Wellens in the end. He did so well to position himself to get in the right place at the right time. Half-time news, Bill.
Already it's news of Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Danny Maguire, who went off injured in the first half. Now, Jamie Jones-Buchanan has been out warming up on the sidelines since picking up that shoulder injury. No sign of him returning. Danny Maguire looks even more remote. He's got his left thigh heavily strapped. He's pulled a muscle by all accounts, unlikely to return. So those two might just be sitting out this second half. Certainly not the spectacle that the fans were hoping for. Not just fans in this country, but fans in New Zealand as well. Of course, you've got two ex-Kiwi coaches in opposition here today with Daniel Anderson and Bluey McLennan. A big interest in New Zealand in this game. Whipped up, I have to say, by Peter Leach, aka the Mad Butcher, as he's known to rugby league fans across the world. And he has been generating interest in this game, in the build-up to it, because of the big Kiwi connection.
Well, the Saints claiming to the official that it was touched on the kick.
I think Ashley Klein's waiting for a little word in his ear from Phil Bentham. We're all looking at Daniel Anderson.
Well, did it come off Bailey? That's what they're trying to find out.
I think it came off the hand, and it's a question on his hand. No, it's the hands were up in the air. There, the hands are up in the air, so that's one would imagine would be an attempted charge down. This should be head and feet to St Helens.
Yeah.
It's inconclusive there, guys. It's not clear.
Yeah, it certainly makes contact.
Well, he's given the head and feed here to Leeds Rhinos because he said it's not clear.
Well, I don't know what's clear. The fact that the player stuck his arms in his hair and jumped towards the ball. I beggars belief at times.
Ellis to Ryan Hall. Down he goes in a strong challenge. Wigan have got back in front, or rather have got in front against Wakefield. 6-4, 5 to half-time. St Helens feeling aggrieved that they are not attacking up the other end rather than defending this raid from the Rhinos with Bailey. But nobody seemed to want to make a decision about that charge down or no, and in the end it was left to Ashley Klein.
These are good tactics though by the Rhinos. They're not doing anything outrageous. They realise they've got a 2-point lead and they're in a very good field position.
Here now is Burrow, and Burrow to Lauatiti. Long high kick wide. Ball is flicked forward by Ellis, and is hacked away by Wellens. But what's the referee's decision? It's a knock-on by Leeds, and it's the turnover.
Again, a good option. Put the kick up, and it's classified as being knocked forward. Very close there by Gareth Ellis. Well, if you finish up with a sore neck, it's no surprise because most of the action, I feel, throughout this second half will be way down onto the right-hand side.
Big question now, Mike, for that discipline again from the Leeds Rhinos. They're playing at the right end of the field. It's whether that discipline can hold now, because Saints will just pour those bodies around the rut looking for the quick play of the ball.
And surely Brian McLennan will get the message out to his Leeds players: do not give away a silly penalty. Do not come in late, don't do the flop, and keep behind the official.
This is Leon Price for St Helens, gets them over halfway, and they'll get a few more valuable metres forward now because of a high shot by Lauatiti. It's been deemed.
Well, he's run close a few times during this game as a big fella, Lauatiti. And
I don't know why he can turn away and say there was nothing wrong with that, looking at it again.
You've got to give some of the credit to this penalty here that's awarded to St Helens to James Roby. He might not be doing the spectacular things we saw him do at times last year, but he still carries the ball. He found the quick play of the ball, and Leon Price will always go in sniffing on the back of a Roby run.
There is Roby from dummy half. And he fires the pass to Wilkin.
Good tackle by Simon Worrell.
It's Roby again. Now it's with Long. And Long to Kalis. And Kalis keeps it going to Wilkin, who in turn keeps it going to Flannery. And Flannery tries to go round Senior, but this Leeds defence has been so secure of late. Looking for the runner, that is Graham. Wonderful tackle there by, it's Nick Scruton who got to James Graham. That's a try-saver. Here is Long. Long to Leon Price. Short ball to Helens. Helens versus Helens. The relief around this ground. It could so easily have been a try at the other end. On the nod of the video referee, Phil Bentham, Leeds were turned down. And St Helens on the back of a penalty on halfway for a high shot by Lauatiti come up with a try from Paul Wellens. And a great try too.
I was making the point to Paul Cullen, our guest tonight, that Brian McLennan would have been saying, do not give away a silly penalty. Lauatiti's done that. What a beautiful pass by Leon Price, but talk about positioning by the fullback. He came on the arc. He knew that no one was going to get to him. And against all the odds, this man has put the Saints in front. Tremendous effort from the fullback, Paul Wellens. And Leeds and their coach, Brian McLennan, will be ruining the fact that the lack of composure by the big fella, Ali Lauatiti, has allowed the home side to go in front.
So Sean Long has the opportunity to slot his first kick of the second half over the post, and against the wind. It was always going to be difficult, but Kevin Sinfield managed it from almost the same position in the first half. Long has failed again, but Saints have a narrow lead, 10 points to 8. Wellens with the try on this his 299th appearance for the club, and he got a try in both matches over Easter. 24 tries last year. It was the best of his 10-season career.
The Saints have done to Leeds in the opening part of the second half what happened the other way around in the first half. Down the other end of the field on the back of a very unnecessary penalty. I think it was Luluai caught out with that swinging arm. And Leeds will be disappointed with their market play because they let Leon Price get out and put some footwork on the big man.
And it's obstruction here against St Helens. The Saints deemed to have run behind the man. Leeds penalty. Now, will Sinfield be tempted to kick for goal?
Well, how on earth is that obstruction? Now, that is completely against all fair play as far as I'm concerned. Where is this? Where is it? There's nowhere within any moment to Paul Wellens. These referees have gone berserk with the whistle.
Well, it's perplexing for players, supporters and commentators alike at the moment.
There was not a player anywhere near the fullback.
I think he's just made a mistake.
Huh?
The referee's made a mistake.
He won't mind.
Yes, Sinfield here to try and level matters. And this is a gift, 2 points if Sinfield gets it. Ooh, he's missed it. Now then.
Is that nerves?
Well, maybe the conditions are conspiring against the kickers on both sides, because Long and Wellens, two of the best in the business.
Well,
Long and Sinfield.
Two outstanding kickers, and you're quite right, Eddie, it's swirling everywhere. You know, Sean Long missed one virtually for in front of the sticks in that first half. The wind is taking the ball everywhere and anywhere.
He's got to keep a keen eye on it now as Ashley Klein here, because tempers are getting frayed.
Half-time at the JJB Stadium, 6-4 Wigan. Here, 10-8 St Helens. We're 13 minutes into the second half. And it's starting to warm up a little bit out on the field. It's bitterly cold up here.
Well, the rain seems to have stopped, which is...
but it's eased, certainly.
It's certainly... Oh, knocked on.
Diskin lets it go. That's the conditions. And the pressure.
Well, that's unusual from Matt Diskin. Very rarely comes up with an error, especially this season. We've also got to take into account that it is a rugged period over the Easter break. 2 hard games. You know, fatigue has got to start setting in somewhere. Adrenaline will take you so far. But will it take you to the full 80 minutes, Paul?
It's on a very, very heavy pitch as well, Mike, and that has to be factored in. World-class players, and we're seeing very, very uncharacteristic errors.
That's a great kick from Long, and Webb under pressure here. But he does excellently. Brent Webb, what a response. What a response from Brent Webb to that great kick from Sean Long.
That was superb.
You know, it's things like that that can just turn the game. Saints were just a little bit slack. They fully expected that Webb was going to run into the open side, and they forgot to move up on that right flank.
There's a big boost. There's a big boost for Leeds. Jamie Jones-Buchanan is fit enough to come back. And Burrow, oh, he just caught Wellens napping here. Scott Donald is quick, and Wellens gets to it. And Donald tries to push him over his own goal line. Force the dropout.
Great skill all round, smart play from Paul Wellens. Just put his body behind that ball and just laid himself on it. And a great kick and a great chase from Donald.
And not only that, Paul, they kicked on the third, and that is going to be what they will do throughout this last quarter, surely.
Leeds are looking for an error, Saints are looking for a penalty.
And this is Mike Bennett. Down on the last tackle, only 20 metres gained forward. What can Long do with the boot here? Oh, it's not him, it's Wilkin. Hammers the kick straight into the arms of Ryan Hall. Not the best.
Won't be happy with that. Leeds will just get the forward power going through.
Is Gareth Ellis operating in the centres, but he is the extra forward when needed, of course. Diskin in centre field to Peacock. And Peacock keeps those legs pounding through the St Helens mud. Diskin. Diskin to Burrow. Burrow then they go wide to danger man Brent Webb. Good ball to Senior. And Senior down on the 4th tackle.
Great tackle by Gardner. He had to come off the whitewash and as well take the gamble.
This is Simon Worrell. Beg your pardon, Luke Burgess it is, number 24. 5 metres short of the line. Sinfield will hoist the kick wide, looking for Ryan Hall. Finds Ryan Hall, and he loses the ball. It will be the turnover. St Helens good in defence.
Beautiful kick though. They are just the tactics that you need. Brian McLennan will still be confident of this game. All right, they're 2 points adrift. But surely, there he is. Surely he realises that it's going to take something spectacular for Saints to get out of their quarter.
Well, they tried it then. A long pass wide. Just managed to hang on with Willie Tallau. Here is James Graham. Thundering run. Massive challenge. Roby. On the 40-metre line. James Roby picks himself up, plays the ball to Wilkin. That's Leon Price, and he'll just hack the ball downfield. And that will hit the deck. Give St Helens a vital second or two to get the chase going, and there it is.
Well, they weren't going to be fooled on the second time. You can see there Gidley had gone right up on the outside, forcing Webb. Nowhere to go on that occasion. This is where they've got to do it. But same thing applies for Daniel Anderson and the St Helens. Do not give away a silly penalty, because I just get the feeling that it will be a penalty that will decide this game.
Fresh legs out there in the shape of Paul Clough for St Helens. And of course, the big boost, and there he is again, that Jamie Jones-Buchanan fit enough to come back into the fray as Diskin takes it forward again for Leeds, bravely. Jamie Jones-Buchanan in the form of his life. Sinfield inside the 40. Didn't quite get the angle right. Will this skip away? No. It'll stay in the Nosey Road mud, and Francis Melly will bring it forward. Well, there's some breaking news reaching us here at Nosey Road. Let's go down to Bill Arthur on the sideline. What's the story, Bill?
Evening.
Rumours swirling around the ground all evening about an announcement coming somewhere in the game in the next couple of days. Well, it emerges that it's the Castleford Tigers, and they have recruited, we understand, Dwayne Chambers, the Great Britain athlete who served a 2-year drug ban, who has been the subject of much controversy in recent months. That is the story. Apparently it is already appearing on websites. The journalists here covering the match tonight have been more interested in that story, in filing on that story, and I understand that that is the breaking story this evening. There'll be more to come in the next couple of days. An announcement coming from the Castleford Tigers on Monday, and the subject of that announcement is Dwayne Chambers.
Interesting, very interesting, and of course people with the history of this game at the forefront of their mind will remember that Berwyn Jones, an Olympic sprinter, joined Wakefield in 1964, went on to play for Great Britain, and so it's not an unknown precedent, and in a similar part of the world, of course, Wakefield, Castleford, close neighbours.
Yeah,
But, that's incredible, Steve-O.
It is an amazing story.
Has he ever played the game?
Well, let's not forget that he did go last year to trial out in American football.
That's true, he did. You're right.
He's certainly got the build. He's got the muscle power there, and he's got the speed.
Well, it will grab the headlines, that, if it is proved to be the case. Apparently Sky News and Sky Sports News are on the case as well, elsewhere across our network, and we brought you the breaking news here at Nosey Road tonight, in the middle of this top-of-the-table battle.
Well,
at Nosey Road.
Well, I hope Mr. Chambers...
This isn't a night, though, for Dwayne Chambers, is it?
No, but I hope Mr. Chambers is watching, because some of these crunching tackles... Welcome to rugby league.
That's a knock on there by Luluai. Surely the referee shouted play on. High kick, Helens underneath it. Oh, he's lost that one.
Well, that's amazing. For an hour here, St Helens have been as good, if not better, than this Leeds side. You know, in the last two performances, Leeds have looked like an under-18s team playing in an under-14s competition, but Saints have matched, if not bettered them, up to an hour. Now, the final quarter will tell us whether St Helens have the stamina to sustain that effort.
Well, St Helens are under pressure here, and it looked for a moment as though Kylie Luluai had lost the ball in the immediate play the ball before that high kick. But Leeds won't be arguing. This is Sinfield. Diskin is the dummy half. This is a great chance for the Rhinos. Oh, it's a try for Luke Burgess, this. Luke Burgess has dived over the line. And it's a try for Luke Burgess, but the referee wants Phil Bentham to check it out.
I think it's fine. What a substitution there by Brian McLennan. Burgess reaches out. That's all right, don't worry. It's short to start with, but it's not a double movement. It just slides over the line. Upper body strength, quite superb. This will be given. Leeds are back in front. He raises the arm. It definitely hits just before, but it squirms across. Surely they're going to give this. I'll be most surprised if this is not given the nod.
Phil Bentham gives the try to Leeds. Helens hangs his head because his mistake has given Luke Burgess his second try of this year. But was there a knock-on in the immediate play the ball before the high kick was pushed Helens' way?
Well, he certainly seemed to lose it. Did he get control? Either way, what about the body strength and the leg push there? Burgess knew he'd got it. This is a vital two. Can he add it?
Well, you would say on any other night, yes. And you will say tonight, yes. Important 6 points for Burgess with the try and Sinfield with the goal. 14-10 to the Rhinos.
It wasn't played with a foot either, but that's often just waved away by the officials. That is a tremendous effort.
Well, isn't he coming out of the shadow of Sam Burgess at the moment, Luke Burgess?
Oh, yeah, it's a great effort, and the applaud should go to young Burgess for that, massive effort to barge over. But let's not forget the contribution of Kevin Sinfield for 3, 4, 5 sets before that, where he's marshalled his troops very well. His kicks have been measured to the point of pinpoint accuracy, and he's kept St Helens deep in their own quarter. That was a try for pressure.
It was, but they've upset Saints. Look at them flying into the tackles here, St Helens. That's 3 gone.
They know it's important that they've they've got to try to shift this ball out of the ball carrier's arms. They've got to try to get possession. They know it's going to be very rare that they get into a good position in this Leeds quarter. Oh, look at them coming at them.
He's immense, isn't it? That's his second carry in that set of possession. He seems to thrive on the game, becoming tougher whenever Peacock comes to the fore.
Here's the last tackle, and Sinfield under pressure with the kick. Wellens will allow this one to skip its way over the dead ball line.
They won't mind. It's been a tremendous tactical game by this fella, Kevin Sinfield.
Jamie Peacock looking to be substituted at one point then, and I think he's just turned around and run back on the field. Such is the character of the guy. He doesn't want to come away from this fight.
And it really is a scrap. It's a scrap for the 2 points. And hopefully when we hit high summer later on this year, these nights will not necessarily be forgotten by all concerned, but they will make such a contribution to whoever gets to the grand final in October.
Well, we saw Burgess there score the try, but I've been so impressed with the way that Burgess and this Simon Worrell, they've really pleased their coach, and rightly so for Brian McLennan. He took the gamble with them.
This is Roby. Down he goes on the last. They're only just over halfway here, St Helens.
Will they go for position?
They're on.
Leon Price has thumped that downfield, and the answer is yes, they will. They'll force Leeds to bring it away from their own 20-metre line.
I think he thought perhaps that the wind might just hold it a little bit more than that.
Now Saints will look for the mistake.
Stand! Hold square! Go.
Well, for years, this Leeds outfit were often criticised for saying that they didn't have much fire in the belly in the forwards, but you can't say that of them now, of the past 2 years.
Here's Burgess again.
That's three.
Patient, hasn't he, waiting for his chance. This is his 5th appearance in the row now. Sam Burgess, his brother, the young player of the year last year.
Wait. Go.
Still doing it, of course, for the Bradford Bulls, as Diskin drags Leeds further forward on the last tackle.
Plenty of height yet again.
Sinfield will hoist it, and he's aimed this one at Francis Melly, and Francis Melly has dropped it.
Under not much pressure either.
And the referee wipes the tackle count down. This is Diskin.
Well, 2 bad errors. Remember, Wellens' mistake allowed Luke Burgess to get over. He was under
face that.
He was under no pressure, though. He should take that.
Jamie Jones Buchanan.
I know it's wet conditions, but at this level of rugby league.
This is Webb. This is a massive, massive set of 6 for the Leeds Rhinos. It really is, and for St Helens. Can they defend this Burgess run again? Diskin pushes Lautiti out of the way, dummy half. Goes for it himself, is forced back by the St Helens defence. Still standing, though. Now the referee shouts hell, that's the 4. There's Jamie Jones Buchanan. And they spin it wide. They do to Burrow. Burrow will come back on the inside to Webb. Webb is tackled by Mike Bennett. Last one. Burrow. And Sinfield will hoist it wide again, looking for Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall catches it, basketball style, gives it to Gareth Ellis. Still the last, off the knees of Roby, still the last not played at. Referee puts the hand up again as Sinfield runs laterally, slides the kick through. No chances taken on that far side by Gardner. Leeds will get another set of 6.
Beautiful play by this fella, Kevin Sinfield. He's controlling it, and he knows it. He had the opportunity, got the ricochet. He did not panic. Gardner read it well. He couldn't take the gamble. Can't try to pick it up and try to get in the in-goal area. That's where you can come up with a mistake.
Absolutely. Captain's knock from Kevin Sinfield, playing the game at the right end of the field for the Leeds Rhinos. Stands behind his troops on the go forward, marshals them right up the middle of the field, all one out, no pushing of the pass, get down the other end of the field and come up with a superb kick. To kick across to his wing in the first place, and then to get the ball back for a restart.
Another little fumble at the play the ball there by Kevin Sinfield, as you were talking about him, Paul, but the referee says no knock on correctly. Here is Diskin. This now Burrow. Burrow, to slack pass. Senior. And Senior goes down under a heavy challenge.
It's been a big tussle, hasn't it? You know, with Sean Long out there on the right-hand side side has his position in defence, and he's had a big effort to try to keep Kisina quiet.
Still Luluai. Great run from the big prop forward.
He's had a big game too.
Diskin. Diskin with the pass to Burrow. Here is Burgess again. Burgess goes down on the last.
Dink into the in-goal area.
That's how close Leeds are. And they've gone for the power play.
And the turnover.
It is the turnover. Well, that's as good, I suppose, for Leeds.
As the kick.
St Helens with the whole length of the field to get the ball at the other end. Don't forget Super League Extra Time, live via the red button. We talk to the coaches of these two sides. We look ahead to the weekend, and doubtless we will be reacting to the news that is breaking tonight. Oh, here is a massive penalty for St Helens. The news that's breaking tonight, that we understand that Dwayne Chambers, the athlete, is about to sign for the Castleford Tigers. We're going to try and speak to somebody from the club if we can. Actually, they announced in a press release this afternoon that they would be holding a news conference at the Jungle on Monday. So they almost have let the cat out of the bag themselves. If they wanted impact, they've got it.
Well, we've got to have it confirmed, surely. I mean, unless the official from the club. But I wouldn't wait till Monday. I think they might make it tomorrow morning.
Well, it's all over the national press for the morning. And Leon Price makes a little half break. Halted by Diskin. Here goes Roby.
Wonderful play by both the hookers. You know, Roby was looking for Diskin and trying to touch him to get the penalty, and Diskin was scooting away as quickly as he could.
Really smart play from Matt Diskin.
Great kick from Long. Ball is in the in-goal area, and St Helens now force the goal line dropout. Burrow taking no chances.
Well, they're the masters of the dramatic finale, so I think it's a bit too early for them to score yet, Eddie. Just over 10 minutes to go. They're going to keep us hanging on. They're going to keep their faithful supporters here. Just a little bit intense.
It's only the second real opportunity to put points on the board. Not a bad dropout either.
No, it wasn't with the wind. And here goes Jason Kalis, wanting him in packs. 11 minutes to go, and Leeds with a 4-point advantage here. And this is Wilkin. And Wilkin goes down the second tackle. Roby, Graham, Long, from Long to Price. Price looks for the runner, and he's there.
Good run from Flannery.
Was Flannery, you're right. This is Price. Oh, is that a knock on by Donald? No, off the foot.
Why on earth did Gidley try near impossible pass? If there were seconds remaining, yes. But not when there's just over 10 minutes. Oh, Daniel Anderson will not be happy with the Australian centre there.
And neither was Paul Wellens in the backfield. Check the difference between them every time they've got down there. Kevin Sinfield has dominated that Leeds movement, played behind his kick. Very quiet game from Rob Burrows tonight, not the fact he isn't doing that much. The fact is that Kevin Sinfield's doing so much more because he's dominating the kicking game.
And here is again the kicking game, and they're under pressure here. They're still under pressure. Ellis will hoist the ball downfield. Finds its way to Francis Melly. Ellis following up the kick, but Melly gives it to Wellens, and the chase arrives on the inside the last 10.
Wingers from St Helens dropping back very early in that tackle count, just opened up that little bit of movement, that little bit of room outside for the Leeds Rhinos.
And what about the fitness levels of the Rhinos? They really are getting into it. They're making sure they're getting back to the official, but as soon as the ball is played, they're in there.
Here's Kalis.
Oh, gang tackle, it's great stuff.
Real throwback to the old days, this, isn't it? A night like this. Long 360 degrees then, had nowhere else to go. Found Price, who finds Flannery, who in turn finds Gidley. Gidley takes the last. Just over halfway. Good defensive stint here by Leeds again.
Get some height on it. No, they've gone for position yet again.
Roby, it's a wonderful kick, though. Brent Webb does well. And the chase was magnificent. Wilkin and Roby. Webb nowhere to go.
Now that looked pretty close to a voluntary tackle there from the winger, Ryan Hall.
Now Atiti drives it up on tackle number 3.
Wilkins down.
No wonder. This is Bailey.
Boy, this has been a tough encounter.
Gilmore has returned for the last 8 minutes or so. This is Scruton. Scruton, he goes down on the last. It's a good set from St Helens. 20 metres they've restricted them to. Burrow with the kick. Long and down the middle. Wellens underneath it.
He made short of that on that occasion. You see how he turned his body? He turned the body as the ball was going into his arms, just so that if it did ricochet off his chest, it would be deemed to have gone backwards.
4 points the difference.
Robbie and Price are the probably main line breakers. Robbie here sets off. They're still dangerous down the middle. Leon Price is the one that you want to keep your eyes on if you're a Saints supporter.
This is Flannery. Here is Leon Price. Now it's with Sean Long. The ball to Melly wasn't the best. He did do well. Long again. Wilkin with the kick out on the full. Under great pressure then. Fantastic pressure. I think it was Peacock.
It certainly was. He just lunged into the man. Took a little bit too long to get this ball away. Peacock waited until he made the contact. He'd committed himself. This will be no frills from here on in.
The Leeds changed tactic on that previous set. Ball was swung to the left to Rob Burrow, who kicked the ball directly into the arms of Paul Wellens. And, you know, an unusual kicker for St Helens in John Wilkin, especially when you've got Sean Long and Leon Price on the field. And obviously kicked the ball left foot straight into touch.
Back out, James, backwards.
Less than 7 to go, and Leeds here in possession with Keith Senior looking to wrap this win up, and what a win it would be for Leeds. Open up a 4-point gap on the field again. And there's Jamie Peacock once more, Graham and Flannery harassing him.
There's been some heroic performances out there tonight.
Bailey.
Obviously, it's been all the forwards have had to really dig deep. We made the point about the fatigue factor. I haven't seen it yet.
Definitely not. And tonight, Steve-O, I know that I've been giving you a bit of stick because you've been selecting forwards for your man of the match, but I think it's got to go to a forward tonight, hasn't it? Having said that, you'd probably give it to a back.
No, you're spot on, Eddie.
Sinfield's kick, not the best. Into the arms of Gardner. And spot on for the man of the match. Forward, maybe. He's such a cantankerous old divil that he might go for a back. The man of the match might emerge here this evening in the next 5 minutes.
Well, it hasn't been the night for the likes of you know, Rob Barrow and Sean Long, but Sean Long's the type of person that could just do the little chip over the top. Maybe Wellens, they've done it so often in the past. Little chip.
Gilmore.
He hasn't got the speed, Sean Long, but he knows that Paul Wellens can perhaps just position himself. Is he lurking? Paul Wellens.
Gilmore hurt on the last tackle. A real problem playing the ball, does eventually. And there's Long with a little dab through, but not the best from him.
If you're looking for a man of the match, Mike, does it help if it's a forward that's playing in the backs?
Yeah, well, Gareth Ellis has been playing outstanding for quite some time, and there he is, just getting a nice little...
Was there a knock-on? There was. That's the mistake that St Helens was searching for.
Well, Kevin Sinfield is aghast by that.
Oh, and what's more, there's been something said to Ashley Klein. It's a penalty to St Helens.
Well, that's most uncharacteristic from the skipper.
It was.
Sinfield claims that he caught it before it hit the deck. Did he? It was a wonderful hit, though, wasn't it, by Melling?
He did it all.
Yep.
Well, some go for you and some don't.
Now then, here is Wellens for St Helens. Is there a final twist in this tale? Kalis. Roby pointing, directing the operations from the play the ball. Long to Wellens. Last team to beat St Helens on this ground. Leeds last July. Graham fires the pass to Long. Long then finds Gidley. Burrows after it, and Burrows, he pinched
tried to. He's been like a limpet mine.
This is the last. Long's kick through. Another knock-on. No,
he says. The crowd are going absolutely balmy underneath us here.
Offside now against St Helens. That could be the ball game for the Rhinos.
Oh, that's a knock-on. That is a knock-on.
Well, the other one wasn't, and that one was. Take your pick.
And this one wasn't. He gets it, and he grabs it. That's fine.
The referee actually said it was a previous knock-on. He said actually the first one from Ellis, which again, I don't know what it was, but that's what he said.
Some go for you, some go against you.
One thing we've learned, Teddy, if you are going to win here, you need an element of luck. I mean, you've got to play very well, you've got to come with so much skill and determination.
It's not won yet, Phil. This is St Helens we're talking about. 3 to go.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, sorry, Paul.
Well,
you still have nightmares about it, don't you?
Only every 4 or 5, 6, 7 times a week.
Sinfield with the kick downfield. Dribbles along the deck now. Is this St Helens' last chance? Melly still. What a great run from the wing.
Have to be careful there, Kevin Sinfield. He could have been penalised for the grapple tackle.
It's okay.
And that was across the chest, says Ashley Klein. The referee is under pressure here. The players are under pressure. This is Willie Talau.
3. Move right. Wait. Go.
Look at the state of Willie Talau there. This is Flannery. Leeds don't want to let this go. This is another great set of 6 for them.
Be
So
careful.
far.
Don't roll all over him.
There's no one waiting for the chip over the top. Fast below. Great tackle.
It's got to be on. Long's got to put it through. He's got to push. Look for Wellens.
It was Peacock's tackle there again. Up they go. Here's the charge. It's going to bounce.
It's going to bounce.
They're going to get a goal line dropout. They've got a minute and a half. Scott Donald to the rescue. There's a goal line dropout coming up. Don't touch that button. This is not over yet.
Tremendous effort by the winger, Scott Donald. He's noted for scoring the tries, but on that occasion, he saved one. Brent Webb just having a bit of an altercation with the official. It's tense times here at St Helens. They'll get it as deep as they can.
To Wellens. Here comes Kalis. Bump. What a tackle from Diskin, Jamie Jones Buchanan. And I think Luke Burgess was in there as well. He was. I'm not so sure Burgess hasn't got blood coming from a wound in his face now after that. Such bravery here. Last minute of the match.
It's okay.
Can St Helens nick it? With Price. With Talau. And Melly. That's the end of it. Leeds will win it now. St Helens' proud home record has gone west. The last team to win here were the Leeds Rhinos last July. And Leeds on that filthy March night have won here. It was forward anyway, never mind the knock-on.
What a
Daniel
great
Anderson knows that's it.
What a tackle from Gareth Ellis. I thought we were going to have another white to West there, Eddie. They were trying, weren't they? Talau. He realises that that ball in the impact from Gareth Ellis went forward.
Rob, straight in. Bind in, Jason.
Full credit to both sides.
Out.
An heroic match from both of them.
You're in there. Move.
30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds between Leeds and a 4-point lead at the top of the table. Lauatiti didn't like the tackle from Price. Well, Price put one in on Scruton as well.
That was silly from Lauatiti. He went looking for Price. He could have been penalised. But he got no taps on the back from his coach, Brian McLennan.
10 seconds. Ellis. Leeds supporters singing. It's their night. It is their night. This is Webb. He'll take the tackle and someone will take so much time. There's the full-time siren. It is all over. A truly heroic victory for the Leeds Rhinos. And Steve-O, which of the Rhinos, and it probably has to be a Rhino, who's your man of the match?
It has to go to the man that has steered them all around the park tonight. It's the captain, Kevin Sinfield. A real skipper's knock. And in conditions that needed brains and composure and a good kicking game, it had to go to that man.
Well, Jamie Peacock must have run him close as well, because it was an amazing performance from the Leeds Rhinos prop forward. But I raised the question during the course of the match, if St Helens couldn't stop Leeds here, who is going to stop Leeds this year? I know it's a filthy night, conditions, great leveller, etc., and so forth. But Steve-O, they threw the gauntlet down over Easter. Leeds Rhinos, third straight win for them. Who is going to stop them if Saints can't?
It's certainly going to be very difficult, but St Helens will get a lot out of this game, because they started the underdogs on their home ground, but they went close. Remember, they had the opportunity. They had 2 tries disallowed, so they will get something from it. But this Leeds outfit, they can dig deep. Brian McLennan has turned this outfit into an even better squad than what lifted the trophy last year.
Well, we're a third of the way through the season now as far as Leeds and St Helens are concerned. 9 rounds. Kevin Sinfield's men are 4 clear of the pack. He's the man of the match. In memory of Mike Gregory, he's talking to Bill.
Kevin, congratulations on a Man of the Match award. There's a well-deserved bottle. That was so old school. You should have been playing in black and white, I think.
Yeah, everyone's freezing and shivering, and yeah, it was just one of those days. Summer rugby, where's the sun? But real tough effort. I think both teams were tired, backing up from the Easter period, and I think it showed a little bit. The conditions didn't help, but we're a classic, but we're pleased with the 2 points.
Well, you've shown maybe another side of your character tonight, haven't you? You know, you've done the flash stuff this season. This was a very different kettle of fish.
Yeah, we find ourselves in these conditions now and again. We have done a couple of times this year, and thankfully the guys, you know, we can play some great stuff, but we can tough it out if we need to. And credit to Saints, I thought they were really tough. It could have gone either way at the end, but thankfully we got the 2.
Well, I mean, they were wide open on the outside there, hearts in the mouth type.
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't make it easy for ourselves the last 5 minutes. We were hanging on a little bit, but like I said, we got the 2 points, and we got a couple of bumps and bruises early on as well. We lost a few. The young guys like Luke here have really put their hand up the last couple of weeks and been great for us.
Early days yet, but this is a significant victory, isn't it? To beat Saints on their own patch. I think they've gone 9 games unbeaten on their own patch until tonight.
Yeah, I won't say significant, it's early days, but we're pleased to keep picking 2 points up. The conditions aren't what we're really about, but we've shown tonight we can tough it out and get the 2 points, and thankfully we'll go away happy.
Thanks, Kevin.
Cheers, thanks very much.
And Kevin mentioned Luke Burgess, one of the try scorers tonight. Battered and bruised, but very happy, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, his main aim was to come here and get this win tonight, and we've gladly we've done that tonight. Great performance. We toughed it out in D, and we managed to do one over on Saints.
And it was very much a night for the forwards, wasn't it? That was where this game was always going to be won or lost.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the conditions were poor tonight, so it always becomes a forwards game. Just that big arm wrestle tonight, and we managed to be the best pack out there.
Now, of course, Sam has had Sam has had all the raps. Nice to get out of his shadow.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be finally getting some appearances now, and hopefully follow the footsteps of my younger brother Sam.
Younger brother, I'm doing him injustice. Thanks, Luke.
All right, cheers, Bill.
Just terrific performance from him. Terrific performance from the Leeds Rhinos, and a terrific performance from Kevin Sinfield. Remember, he must enjoy these conditions, because Kevin Sinfield was man of the match on a similar night to this against the Melbourne Storm in the World Club Championship just a few short weeks ago. Leeds have won by 14 points to 10, the most filthy of nights, but they came up with 2 tries to 1, and Sinfield kicked 3, Long kicked 3, but it wasn't quite